Welcome back, and thank you for making us part of your Friday morning. With gas prices at astronomical highs, are there really ways to stretch that tank of gas? Gilmore Jason Mahler CPA Charlie Heid has been investigating and joins us with what he has found out. He also has news of a bit of help on this from the IRS. Good morning, Charlie. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Amanda. I'll get to the IRS just a minute.
Okay.
But let's kind of, I have been doing some research just to see what's out there as far as things we can do that would help us to save, gas and make it last longer so we're not at the pump. So the first thing a lot of these articles talked about, and it's something I'm guilty of, is all the extra stuff that I keep in my car. Golf clubs. I keep a case of water so when I get done working out, I can hydrate on the way home. All that adds weight. And guess what? It's a hit to the gas because that added weight can drag down your efficiency.
Sure.
The other item that you see a lot this time of year, people have racks, bike racks, or bikes on their cars. They're carrying a kayak or something like that. That's fine when you're going, but if you leave those bike racks on, and again, it's impacting your aerodynamics. So just think about when you're done with that, take them off now, especially because it's costing you more at the pump.
Yeah, it's killer. And the other thing I think people do is sometimes they're like, oh, I need to run to the store to get this, and then they go back home, and then they're like, oh, I need to go get this, and we really want to get all of these errands done in one trip, don't we?
We do, and I'm as guilty as anybody. I'm just kind of like, oh, I got to run to the post office. Boom, I run down. Or, we need milk. I run down to the grocery store. If you can combine all those into one trip, it is going to save you from all those individual trips. Just making it one and keep your car running and get it done quickly.
Here's one where I think I'm more guilty of. It's our driving habits, as far as maybe how fast we're going, how often we're braking. That could also impact that gas mileage.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm guilty of this too, especially this time of year. I like to take my dog with me. He likes to go for the ride. And if I have to run in and get something quick, I'll leave the car running so the AC's on for him. But you know what? That's not a good idea because that car running idle is really going through your gas. So you should stop that. Turn your car off, go inside. So that means my dog's not going to get to go for rides in the summer because I can't leave him in the car with just the windows up. So that's going to happen. But the other thing is, and I didn't really think about this, is tire pressure. A lot of us rely on those, the automatic sensors in our car. I didn't realize that those really don't go off until it's like 25% lower than it should be. And when you actually read these articles and look at an underinflated tire and the impact that has on gas, it's huge. And it can actually, if you check that monthly and keep your tires inflated to the correct levels, it can make a big dent in how much you're paying for gas.
Yeah, absolutely. Great tips on that as far as, our habits when we're out there on the road. Another thing is that we want to make sure that we get the best price for gas. So we're shopping around, looking for the cheapest prices. There's some good apps for that.
There are, and I've never used any of these. So, when I was looking into this, I downloaded GasBuddy, and there are other ones, Gas Guru. They're actually quite intuitive, especially they even talk about all these other tips we just discussed. But it's great for being able to, where you're at, to see the gas stations that are close and be able to compare. So I did a comparison to one that's right in my neighborhood, and one that was 3 miles away, but it's on my way to work. And the 13-cent difference is huge. And, when you fill up, that comes up to like $4. So, it does make sense to have that app. I've never used them before. I am using them now. I'm a believer because they show where you're at and they'll tell you where the cheapest gas is in your locale. So, and then the other thing, Costco and Sam's Club, don't forget, deeply discounted gas. could pay for your membership right now with the high price of gas. If you're getting your gas when you go to Costco or Sam's Club, just fill up there.
Yeah, every penny counts these days. Charlie, you also have some good news from the IRS, too.
Yeah, we do. We have something that's very unusual for the IRS. So they announced last week that they are going to be increasing mid-year the standard mileage rate. So they had set the rate in January when they normally do at 58.5 cents per mile. And this is for people that are taking the standard mileage rate as a business deduction on their taxes. They've increased that effective July 1st through December 31st to 62.5 cents, so a 4-cent per mile increase, all because of the fact that we're paying more for gas. So don't forget about that increase. And again, if you're taking those deductions on your return, that's going to be a big help come April.
Very good. Charlie, thank you for all these tips this morning and these pointers, because a lot of people probably didn't know about the IRS deal. So thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
All right.